Happy Thanksgiving, Peeps.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
So I need a good lie.
Oh, okay. How about the whole man walking on the moon thing, you know?
Is combustion possible in an empty vacuum? Why don't we first test it out with gunpowder mimicking Earth's atmosphere? The high-powered laser is what caused it to combust. Clearly the gunpowder's going off. Lots of fire, lots of smoke. It's oxygenating. So why don't we try it with an empty vacuum? See if this high-powered laser does the same thing. So if we mimic the vacuum of space in a little container, it looks like a high-powered laser can't even burn that gunpowder. Absolutely nothing is happening to it. What about rocket fuel? This is rocket fuel in Earth's atmosphere. Makes sense. Burns pretty well. Even puts on a little show for us. But then, of course, if we put the rocket fuel in an empty vacuum, nothing happens at all. So what's up with NASA saying that, oh, we have this special rocket fuel that can combust itself and create all sorts of thrust in the empty vacuum of space? Does that make any sense to you? Especially considering the fact that every single video of a rocket in space is CGI. Oh yeah. But anywho, why don't we test thrust in a vacuum? Since apparently a rocket can create thrust in an empty vacuum. So this fan is going to push this feather in Earth's atmosphere. Obviously, the fan is going to push the feather, right? Because there's particles in the atmosphere. It's creating thrust. But if we mimic the atmosphere of Mars, which is primarily CO2, we get absolutely no movement whatsoever. Because you can't just create thrust in a vacuum. It has to be pushing off of something else in order to move forward. That's simple science. And come on guys, go in an airplane and put your face up to the window. Is there any curvature? I don't think so.
Fluid mechanics and hydrostatics. Water is always level on the surface and it takes the shape of its container. You can't show me water bending and curving around a ball, and you can't show me large bodies of water without containment. Until you can, keep coping. Gas pressure, air pressure. The definition is the force exerted from the particles against the walls of its container. We live in a pressurized system. You can't have gas pressure, air pressure, or atmospheric pressure without a container. It's in the definition and it's in all gas laws. These are natural laws. Until you could demonstrate scientifically gas pressure without containment, keep coping. There's no curvature. Long-range observations have debunked the radius value of the Earth over and over and over and over again. It's testable, repeatable. You could do it yourself from sea level, from an airplane, from a high-altitude weather balloon. The horizon is always flat and level. It never curves down and away. There's no left to right curvature. The Earth is flat. NASA literally means to deceive in Hebrew. The number is H5377. You could look it up yourself. To deceive, to beguile, to lead astray. Green screen glitches, wire harness fails, CGI, Photoshop, you name it. NASA's a hot mess, and if you're a grown-ass man and still believe in NASA, I feel bad for you. The globe is cooked. The globe is unalive. Rip globe.
You guys, guess what's happening on July the 8th? And not only does it happen this July the 8th, it happened last July the 8th, and the July the 8th before that, and every single July the 8th since the beginning of time, and it lasts for 2 to 3 months. 99% of the Earth gets the same sunlight. Now, the reason why they didn't teach us this in school is because it goes against the heliocentric model, and they can't have that. You know, this hogwash, this is what they need you to believe. They need you to believe in the Big Bang and that you're a monkey living on this chaotic ball being drugged by the sun through the universe at astronomical speeds. Half the time, people defending this don't even know what they're defending. If you look really closely, you'll be able to see Earth. But this says different. And this map right here, this is the Gleason's map. This is the same map that several world organizations use as their logo. They don't use this one. They use this one. May I present to you the Gleason's map? Australia, Africa, Europe and Asia, North America, South America, and Antarctica is this white ring that circles us. Because it's not a continent at the bottom of a ball. It's an ice wall that surrounds us 360 degrees. You'll look down at the bottom and you'll see to the left and to the right. Winter solstice. You see sun is further out towards the south. There's the sun. You can see north is barely getting some sort of sunlight. And here's the summer solstice, where the sun goes from being all the way out there towards right here, and north is getting lots of sunlight. It's why the north is the only place that gets 24-hour sun. Remember those lines I was telling you about, the colored lines? There's the equator, there's the Tropic of Cancer, there's the Tropic of Capricorn, and then you have your Arctic Circle. Remember how I told you the world organizations use it as their logo? There's the World Health Organization, the United Nations, the World Meteorological Organization, the International Maritime Organization, even the International Civil Aviation Organization. Interesting how they don't want to use this though, right? Now, if they lied to us about our home, our very existence, they lied to us about where we came from, got you all convinced that you came from monkeys, what else are they lying to us about?
In the cockpit, a water bottle can sometimes be more important than any instrument. Sounds strange? Just wait. The water inside the bottle always stays level, no matter how the aircraft moves. If I see clouds ahead, I can use the water surface to figure out whether I can climb over them or if I'd have to fly through. Especially when dealing with thunderstorm clouds, this helps me quickly decide whether a safe climb is possible or if it's better to avoid them. Simple, but brilliant.
This is a pilot's head-up display while descending. Look at the line. This is where the pilot is actually looking eye level. Now, look at the horizon. It's below eye level during descent. Why? On final approach, everything matches. The artificial horizon and the real horizon line up. The strange part is, when flying high, that same horizon suddenly drops in the HUD display, almost like it's being corrected manually. Why would the horizon move down at altitude but come back to eye level when it matters, like landing? Now look at this, high altitude balloon footage. No fisheye lens over 100,000 feet up and the horizon still rising to eye level. Now here's what they show you on TV and NASA streams. Extreme wide angle fisheye lenses. Notice how the horizon curves down at the edges? That's not Earth, that's distortion. One shows reality, the other shows special effects. If the Earth were a ball, the higher you go, the more the horizon should drop, but it doesn't, it always rises. So ask yourself, is the curve real or manufactured?
Is recovered by Clyde Holliday of Johns Hopkins, who prepared it for its trip to the upper stratosphere. Rivaling the fantastic imagination of Jules Verne, the camera brought back a record of a flight into the heavens of a captured German B-2 rocket. At White Sands, New Mexico, the huge missile takes off. Air Force pictures show the rocket in flight, and the flying camera automatically takes over. The huge projectile drops the Earth behind at the tremendous speed of 4,000 feet per second. The rotation of the rocket causes the planet to spin before the lens, and the camera photographs the Earth 65 miles straight down. The horizon, 720 miles away, and the curvature of the Earth are astonishingly apparent in this still picture from the film. An observer in the rocket could have seen San Diego, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and San Antonio. Approximately 1,600,000 square miles of the Earth's surface was revealed.
Well, people are so gullible that they still believe that we went to the moon. Let me go through a few things, okay? First of all, we're nearly 60 years after this event. And as of today, with today's technology, we can only go 1/1000th of the distance to the moon. Yes, 1/1000th. So what they are claiming is that nearly 60 years ago, before microwave ovens, before cell phones, you know our cell phone has 1 million times more power than all their computers combined. and they're trying to tell you that they went to the moon with this technology. Not only that, but they got them there on the first attempt. They got them 1,000 times further than we can go today. So for the first time in history, the technology 60 years ago is better than it is today. That is amazing. I mean, it took 6 attempts just to get to the South Pole, but we made it all the way to the moon and back. Trust me, if we had made it to the moon, we'd have multiple stations on the moon by now. We'd be exploring other galaxies and probably be to Mars, but we haven't made it that far. And I got a couple more that'll really blow your mind. First of all the technology that they claim got us there, all the spacecrafts, everything, computers, they all just got burnt in a fire. They're all completely gone. How convenient is that? Okay. And the final one is there's an app, an AI application that can look at photos and with near certainty can tell if it's a real photo or a manufactured photo. They recently put all the moon landing photos through this AI, and it determined that every single one of them was fake. So tell me in the comments, how are you believing the biggest lie ever told? I mean, I just don't get it. Just think about it. Think about it. I know it's a story that you love and you want to hold on to it. It's like Santa Claus and you don't want it to be taken away, but you just got to think of it logically and give up the story and just use your frontal brain to do this. All right? Let me know in the comments.
Yo, guys, look, this shit's flat. 100% flat. I can't read it because of that. Right. But it's all flat. Yeah, flat. 100%.
Don't believe anything coming out of the news. Don't believe anything coming out of the news. Don't believe anything coming out of the news. It's not news. They're not telling you what's happening. They're telling you what they want you to know so they can start maneuvering people lockstep with what the system wants. Now, when they say go that way, don't go that way. You better be going this way. That's where I'm going to be, over here, because everything is a lie. Our whole, where we came from, I mean, if you look, we live on a flat, non-rotating, geocentric plane construct. There is a dome over, it's called the firmament. You can't get more than 6 verses in the Bible and it talks about the firmament. Why aren't churches talking about this? I mean, anyway, that's between them and later on. But my point is that once I understood where I lived, this flat geocentric construct, the flat earth, once I understood it, I knew instinctively firmaments are not our friends because they are run by the beast system. That's Satan. In occultism, they use numbers, they use numerology, they use ley lines to build things, guys. And use all these things. Just because you're not aware of it doesn't mean it's not true, that it's not there. They do this. They've been doing this for eons. This has been going on forever. This whole thing since Satan was thrown down from heaven is that he is building a one world system that is already in place to then bring in the one world religion. Everything has already been implemented. They're just waiting to turn the key, some type of black swan event. Everybody just needs to understand that where we are with population reduction, but it is about control first and foremost, because they need to get everybody in control before they can initiate the religion. In my 20s, this is in the 90s, I was talking about the agenda. All my posts, everything I talk about is so you understand that when they say go that way, don't go that way. You better be going this way. That's where I'm going to be, over here. While you're looking at the flat earth surroundings, believe nothing. Believe zero of what you see on the TV. And don't listen to them. They're not our friends. They're not our friends.
People thought the earth was flat for thousands of years. Only a couple hundred years ago. And they were able to navigate, nighttime with the stars and stuff. They knew what was going on. They weren't stupid. They built all those old cathedrals and incredible architecture that we can only dream of building today. I'm not saying that we couldn't, but I mean, we build shitty boxes that don't last 10, 20, 30 years and just depressing architecture now. So, I mean, it's crazy. This world's crazy. I love all of you watching this. Thank you for everything. I'm literally just sitting in my car rambling to my phone about all the shit that I see, like, over the last few years, all the videos I've watched and everything. It's like now I'm at a point where I don't care what people think about me anymore, because, like, if y'all aren't seeing the same stuff I'm seeing, then start looking at it, because it's so crazy. You start going down all these rabbit holes while trying to navigate work, going through life, and still spending time with your family and going to work and doing all this stuff, while at the same time you're like questioning reality and what's real and what's not. And you know, the fact that the government's run by evil people. That's like all I think about all the time. So if the government's telling me something, those are evil people telling me something. So I'm not going to trust them. So where's that leave me? That leaves me like figuring it out on my own. We all got to figure this out on our own now. So it's like, so it's going to be fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's also scary because you feel alone. But you're not alone, because where I'm at right now, so many other people are at, and I see their videos on TikTok. We're all losing our minds because we're hitting this point where we realize that life is not what we've been told. It's not what our parents have been told. It's not what the Matrix is so real, and it's been so pushed down our throats that, like, once you realize you have free will and you can do what you want, and if you do the right thing and pray to God and just try your hardest, put in the work, you can accomplish your dreams. You really can. There's no reason to think you can't. Just put in the work, pray, do the right thing, and don't give up. And just give it time. But you have to keep working your ass off until it happens, because it will. It's going to take a lot of time, but it will. And in the meantime, enjoy the journey, because once you get to the end, it's not going to be the same. You're gonna look back on this and remember how much fun it was. Like, so just whatever you want to do in life, do it. You can. I love you. Have a great day.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.